That's right. It's the PC culture run amok, and they're touching Christmas songs. That can't be right. I want to hear your voice on that. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Video Call-In Show. That show that invites you to be a live video guest on this program to talk about whatever you want to talk about. It could be the topic of the day. It could be current events. It could be a personal promotion. It doesn't matter. We will touch on the topic of the day, of course. But that's what this show is all about. Now, I'm live every Sunday through Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And we do this one-on-one. We do a panel show on Sundays. Joining is real easy. All you've got to do, is go to zoom.us, point any browser to it, click on join a meeting, enter in that meeting number when it asks for it. You will come up in my green room and I will bring you up first come, first serve, one at a time. And I'll be here for about the next hour. By the way, my name is Jim. I am your host of the Video Call-In Show, and I welcome you all tonight for an interesting edition. By the way, if that sounds like your cup of tea, make sure that you follow, you like, you subscribe, and you ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. I certainly appreciate it, and it don't cost nothing. Talk about a Christmas gift for your creators. Share as well, if you feel so inclined. It's always appreciated. All right, tonight, however, we're going to go over PC culture and how they're trying to change everything. By the way, tonight's subject matter was brought to us by Mr. Jesse Mendez. That's right, Jesse Mendez. He says he's not a creator, but he is. He's obviously a creator. We all know him. We all love him. He's been on the show several times. Jesse, thanks so much for suggesting this topic. I think it's quite appropriate, especially in today's world. Looked like I narrowed it down to PC song rewrites, but it's more than that. We all know about the latest controversy over, and I don't even know if it's the latest. I know it's been kicked around for a while now, but the Me Too movement really grabbed onto this one, and it was all about "Baby It's Cold Outside," the classic 1944 Christmas carol, if you will. And somebody got a wild hair up their ass and thought, well, this just sounds bad. And and when you read the lyrics, of course, if you're looking for something like that, you're going to find it. But that's just the thing. You got to be looking. You got to be ready to be offended by everything, and you're going to be offended by everything. Let me refresh YouTube here so I can see the chat. I don't even know who's in just yet. But I do appreciate you being here. I'm still under the weather, in case you're wondering. Running on fumes, for lack of a better term. Just feel downtrodden and just headachy, man. Achy all over. And I had my flu shot this year, so I know it's not flu. But let's say, Jesse Mendez. Look, Jesse Mendez, first one in chat. How you doing, Jesse? Good to see you, my friend. Drone Kings in Darwin, that's Brad. PC culture is bad by a Mac instead. Well, that's one way to look at it, Brad. I appreciate that. Hey, Above and Beyond Drones, how you doing? Drones. That's with an N. Good to see you. Tim Yaunce, the man who's disappeared for the longest time. How you doing, Tim? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Arthur Moorhead, how are you? Oh, New Rock, yeah. PC, this song, Jefferson Airplane. I know. I mean, it's just up against the wall, motherfucker. Yeah, I know. And it's just astounding what people can be fearful of. And I literally look at it as fearful. Because I'm sure their thought process says, well, if it says it in the song, I'm fearful that it will influence somebody the wrong way, and rape culture, which doesn't exist. And that's how that all happens. Now, in doing this, I know I said I wanted to touch on more than just songs, but in doing some research for tonight's topic, I did find 10 Christmas songs that they're looking to change. And here we'll just display these for a moment. here are the proposed titles for said Christmas songs. It's a top 10. Oh Holiday Tree, if you can believe that. No Oh Christmas Tree. This is just Oh Holiday Tree. Number 9, Have Yourself a Merry Little Day of Winter. Oh, God. Number 7, Chestnuts Roasting on a Safely Contained, Continuously Monitored, Eco-Friendly, Non-Toxic Outdoor Fire, for which I have a permit. Now, I don't know how that's going to fit on the lyric sheet, but, you know, somebody will try to make it work. Let's go to number 6, Higher Power Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. Oh, that is God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, of course. Number 5, Grandma allegedly got run over by an unidentified non-human perpetrator. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. What are these people thinking? This is just ridiculous. Deck the halls with boughs of unendangered foliage. If office policy permits. Are you kidding me? Have we gone to that point? Number 3, Hark, the herald mythical winged creature sings. Yeah, so herald angels are now not PC. I don't know. Number 2, I saw Mommy greeting Santa Claus with a purely platonic expression of inoffensive mutual affection. This is just laughable. This is unbelievably ridiculous. And number 1, of course, is I'll be home for a short period of time in December, which eliminates the word Christmas. Now, you may think that those are absolutely ridiculous, and I'm here to tell you they are. Those are actually not true. They're not even under consideration as far as we know. But I found them. I thought they were hilarious, and just point to the ridiculousness of this sort of thing. By the way, we should do some house cleaning while I'm just hanging out, talking, trying to live here. Hang on just a minute. I'm going to do this. No, I don't want that. Oh, come on. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. Where was I? Oh, man. So, yeah, what do you guys think about that? Especially the one that's actually under fire. And I don't know if you've heard the lyrics, the new lyrics to Baby It's Cold Outside, or the actual song, but it's horrendous. It is absolutely horrendous. And I want your take on that. But let's do a little housekeeping here. My son is actually for the love of Pete. That kind of worked. His Bronco. He submitted his Broncos to a. He's got a. God damn it. He's got a 75 and a Bronco 2. And I'm going to post these links in the chat in case you guys want to head on over and give him a vote. But here is the first one. See if I can get this through. Bam, bam. And here is his dirt toy, which is the Bronco 2, which is a little more boy. All you got to do if you have a Facebook account, do me a solid and run over there and hit a like, because the Broncos that get the highest amount of likes will actually get put on a calendar. And I thought that'd be cool. That would be very cool. He's very proud of that 75, and he should be. He's done and going to do a hell of a lot of work to it. I think it's an 86 Bronco 2 is the one he uses as a dirt vehicle. And James, if you're watching, make sure that you correct me on that. Hello, New Orleans girl. How are you? Raven the Commentator 2001. Good to see you. Artco Drone Solutions. Welcome to the show. I'm just talking now. Hey, GT from D Live. How you doing? Good to see you. It's actually Juice Stopper. Interesting. Thanks for joining us on DLive. So where was it? Oh, make sure you like or follow us there, Stopper. I appreciate that. I'm on every Sunday through Thursday, and I do this show tonight. I'm under the weather, so I'm just winging it here. But we're talking about song rewrites precipitated by the rewrite of "Baby It's Cold Outside" because somebody became offended. Vote Champ works for Mr. July. I love that, Brad. Thanks for that, bud. Yeah, and how ridiculous it is to have that sort of political correctness creep into tradition like that. I mean, it's very much the same thing that we're watching across the board, where people are absolutely terrified at people speaking their mind, especially if it's subject matter that does not align with their own, or beliefs that does not align with their own, and that to me is terrifying. Because one, the moment you try to change or suppress that sort of speech, you run it underground, and then we've had this discussion before, where it's an absolute horrible thing. Hello, Not So Morning Show. I'm guessing that's Danny. That's okay, Danny. That's all right. It happens to me all the time, man. I'll be watching a live stream, and I'll have to pop out, and when I pop back in, stream's over. I hate when that happens, actually, because it's usually something I want to watch. But life does get in the way. I like the gun in the background. Yes, which one? There's an 1873 Harper's Ferry, and then there's a Series 80 Colt 45. That is Juice Stopper that says likes the guns. I am a fan of my weapons. I am a fan of the Second Amendment, and I'll just leave it at that. That's great. Brad just says, oops, I realized my previous comment was not PC. Please encourage Champworks to progress further in his efforts in becoming a month just after June. Brad, that was perfect. That is perfect. Juice Stopper says, do you think political correctness is used as a weapon to keep opposition submissive and quiet? I don't know about submissive, but certainly quiet. The only people you succeed in turning submissive are those who are too meager or meek to speak out in the first place. So I don't know it's submissive so much, but yes, quiet. Yeah, because they use the rather unbelievable. Oh shit! What am I thinking of? They use the. Oh, this headache is killing me, folks. Killing me. They use their stop reading exactly, David producer. But anyway, they use that, they wield that censorship in order to silence those opinions that they don't agree with. Stop wearing pants ever. Yes. Or is that over? No, ever. Hello, Two Family Homestead. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Most of you don't know that my primary stream is on YouTube, and if you're watching on a different platform, by all means, go to YouTube, type in, or just search for Video Call-In Show. I'll be the first thing that comes up. Pop on over and hit subscribe and ring that bell if you would. Otherwise, follow us on those platforms. Still waiting for a guest, guys. Feel free to pop in. I'm like I said, without a guest, I'm fading, and I just don't feel 100%, and I haven't for like the last 2 or 3 days. I should let you know that tomorrow night there will be no show. I know I've got a schedule, and it's my normal news show, but I've got plans tomorrow night that just came up earlier in the week, and I can't miss them, actually. So I'm gonna have to cancel. And it starts at 7, and it probably won't be over until just about showtime, and then of course I'll be in transit, so there's just no way I can do the show. But make sure you tune in on Sunday night, which is another one of our panel shows. where we're going to be talking about ethanol. I want to know what you guys think of ethanol, a group, mind you. And you know, my panels are not those sort of things where I invite certain people to come up. I invite anybody to come up. I'm going to limit it to a certain number of people, and the reason I'm going to do that is because you get too many people, and it's hard to carry on a very decent conversation without everyone talking all over themselves. Jesse, this is your subject, man. You should pop in, and I appreciate it. You guys need to go watch Jesse on Ed's show, Flash in Your Pan, and that's a YouTube show. I just type Flash in Your Pan, you'll find it. I should. Yes, I am still on for Monday 2 Family Homestead. Absolutely. Is that the 19th? Okay, good. Yeah, it's on my calendar. No worries. I will certainly be there, and I appreciate you asking me on. Let me know how long you expect to have me on, because you know my show starts at 10. If I have to push the show back a little bit, I will, but let me know. In case you guys didn't know, now you do. 2 Family Homestead has asked me to come on their show Monday evening. I should be feeling better by then, I'm certain. And they're just I'm sure they're just going to ask me some questions, and we'll have some fun. No, Jim, don't talk about ethanol yet, man. Let's wait until Sunday night. You should come on because I think it's a fascinating topic. I've literally done some testing on my own that I want to talk about, and I think you guys will be interested in hearing how that went. And I'll tell you what precipitated this. My local station started selling ethanol-free fuel again, and that brought it to first and foremost in my mind. And that's well, there's got to be more opinions than my own out there. like that's not even a thing. Oh yeah, well we use the farm grade diesel in ours, Tim, in our tractor, because we can. It's agricultural, and it's just coloring, I think, is what the only difference between standard diesel and that sort of thing. Well, what do you know? Oh, that's awesome. All right, so let's talk to Jess about this. Oh, Jess, can you hear me?
Yes. Let me mute. There we go.
No, camera tonight, bud?
Not tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. You feel as bad as I do, or?
Oh, my knee's been bothering me. This cold weather has really been messing with my knee last couple of days. So. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I hear you, man.
Other than that, no, I'm fine.
Oh, good. Glad to hear that. I mean, you seemed just fine last night on the show. So
that was a struggle. That was a struggle.
Sometimes they can be struggles, right?
Well, the show's always easier when we have a guest that likes to talk.
Yes.
You know, it makes it so much easier. Now, you know, Jason wasn't quite the talker I was hoping for, but you know, we got through.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I thought it was great. It was one of those shows that I got pulled away from quite a bit, but no, I thought it was a good show, man. A really good show.
I saw you in there.
Yep. I get pulled out several times, but you know how that is. That happens, especially on long shows. Hello, Patty Broussard. How are you doing? Good to see you.
So you're right. That song, you know, and I heard the rewrite of that song. I'm going, what? And yet, you know, there's other songs that are the fact that they believe that song is suggestive of someone trying to rape a girl, right? First of all, it just blows my mind. And then not to say anything about songs that actually talk about that actually talk about raping and killing, and you know, and that's okay. That makes big bucks, so obviously okay.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that. But there are so many worse songs that spell it out. They don't imply it. I mean, they literally spell it out.
I mean, when you listen to, let's say, my generation, which would be, you know, classic rock, yes, our songs were very suggestive, very needy. And some songs were, the guys were needy. Some songs, the guys were aggressive,
Needy.
But it was sure, oh, please come back. But they were suggestive, but they were supposed to be, because
Yes.
they were talking about that stuff. That's what music usually winds up talking about: love and hate, and that type of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
You know,
well, it actually gave Tipper Gore a reason to exist, and that's pretty much where it started, and then it ended just as quickly, right? Once they came to an agreement to put little labels on there, like that did anything.
Right. And the only thing that did, in my opinion, was it showed the kids which ones were the ones they wanted. Because if you tell them they can't have it, and here's the ones you can't have, I'm going to get someone to get me that.
Those are the ones that are going to go for them. Yep. It's like, oh, look, Black Label, boom, I'm all over that.
Right. Yeah, right.
Oh, man, people are so stupid sometimes. And how could you not have seen that coming, right?
Exactly. How do you go, well, we're going to rate this movie R or X, or whatever we're going to rate it. The kids, the teenagers can't come see this movie.
Yeah.
What movie did they go see?
Exactly.
So we do that to ourselves. We do it to them, unfortunately. But as far as PC, and I wouldn't be so bad, but PC doesn't deal with this culture evenly.
No, it doesn't.
They pick and choose which ones they want to be offended by.
Mm-hmm.
So, the fact that you can pick and choose what you want to be offended by means that you don't need to be offended by anything if you didn't want to be offended by anything.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Like I was saying. Go ahead.
Or you can be offended by everything, make up your mind.
Yeah. Well, yeah, those who are have a propensity to be offended are going to find offense, right? I mean,
Right.
all you have to do is want to be offended by everything, and everything will offend you.
Right.
And I find that, just bone chilling. Honestly,
Right.
I can't imagine. Well, I can't imagine. I say that I can't, but I absolutely can, because we all know people who, they can't get through an entire day without some sort of conflict or drama. I mean, they just live for it. And
Yeah.
This is just an extension of that exact same thing. Only now it's newsworthy for some reason, and reason, Jesus. And now we all have to pay the price for that. I don't know how it became popularized, but it did. And like you said, it's selective. So it's even worse than just being popularized. It's popularized with an agenda. And that just bothers the hell out of me. I know it bothers you too, Jess.
Yes, it does, because it's, like I said, it's not being done on a level playing field. It's just, pick and choose. You can't pick and choose.
Right.
It's got to be either you believe in what you're saying, or you don't. And if you don't act like you do. Don't pick and choose what you're going to be offended by.
Exactly. Exactly. Jim from Above and Beyond Drones made a good point. Elvis offended an era of old timers. That's true.
Right.
Yeah, Elvis Pelvis, man. Oh, how you doing, Stillwinter Nation? He says, howdy doody, neighbors. And crap, my dad makes you watch. How you doing, Adam? Good to see you, my friend. Oh, it's National Noodle Day, he says. Not that that's off topic, right, Jess? Just kidding.
I didn't know it was National Noodle Day, though.
I had no idea. There's a friggin' day for just about everything now.
Every day is a national day for something.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yep.
But Elvis did offend a whole group of people, which was the old timers.
Oh, sure.
Because he sounded black.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that and he gyrated.
Well, yeah, his hips moved. That's right. He
I mean,
swung his hips.
that was indecent. Oh my gosh, pearl
Well,
clutch, pearl clutch.
right. And I actually remember the show when he was on Elvis Presley when they wouldn't show his lower half.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
only showed him from the waist up, from the guitar up. They wouldn't show his lower. So you're sitting there, well, what are the girls all screaming about? He's just standing there singing.
The funniest thing I've ever seen on YouTube about Elvis is somebody's got a close, like their end screen, and it's I can't remember if it's the Sullivan Show or what, but it's him with an acoustic guitar, and it's
when
like
he strums it,
sounds awful.
All out of tune.
And it's all out of tune, and all you hear is his sneakers or his shoes on the on the stage floor. It's hilarious.
I've seen that.
I love that thing. I love this. Whoever did that was genius. But
I mean, you think about you couldn't in today's PC you couldn't do the song for Fat Albert. Oh, wait a minute. What?
Body. No. What do they call that now? Oh shit, something about body perfect or body acceptance or some, I don't know. Yeah. It's non-body shame, Albert.
Right. When I popped into the room at first, it was nobody. I go, hey. I just typed it in, wasn't thinking about it, and then I thought, like, oh wow, you can't do Fat Albert anymore. They would never write that song.
They wouldn't. Oh,
they wouldn't even make that character.
I know. There are so many of those out there too. That's what blows me away. And I think I mentioned this on a show not too long ago. You know what I saw in syndication that I never thought we'd see on television again, and that's the show All in the Family.
Yeah, I heard they did a redo of that.
Yeah,
politically correct version, I guess.
No, the episodes that I saw were just the same ones that they aired in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Remakes or
no, it was the originals.
Reruns.
Yeah, with Meathead and Archie and Edith and shit. What was his daughter's name? Gloria.
Yes. Actually, there are stations that do run it. I think not Me TV. One of the cable stations does run those type of shows.
Yeah.
All the time.
I just couldn't believe I saw it again.
Yeah, and even what's the other one that they had? The Jeffersons.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, he was as bad as Archie.
Oh, sure he was. Absolutely.
He was just as bad as Archie.
And that's why he got the spinoff. Hello, Jelly Duck. How you doing? And we got TR9. I can't see it. My eyes are just killing me here.
Nyrex.
Nyreer. TR Nyreer X. How you doing? Good to see you, man. Two Family Homestead says, after earning big ratings for the Steve Allen Show, the Dorsey Brothers stage show, and the Milton Berle Show, Sullivan finally revenged on his Presley band. Oh, reneged on his Presley band? Interesting. What? Bill Cosby bought out and banned Spanky in our game?
Right. So what he's saying is that after Elvis went on those shows and they got huge ratings, Sullivan decided not to go because he wasn't going to have him on there.
Yeah. He was too controversial. Controversial, and then he brought him on after that.
He made the Rolling Stones and the Doors change the lyrics to their songs. Light My Fire.
Yep.
For the Doors, he made them change some of the lyrics. And the Stones, I think it was Let's Spend the Night Together. They made him change those lyrics too for the show.
And didn't Jim Morrison buck that and just go ahead and sing it like it was written? I'm pretty sure he did.
I think he did.
Yeah.
That's why he was never back.
Yeah, that'll get you banned, man. But that is the way you do it. You know, don't
Right.
bow, don't kowtow to these people who are you know, trying to because it's an art, man. Songwriting
Right.
is an art. Ask Magic Jones.
Yes.
And to change,
them do it.
yeah,
You know.
watch them change those lyrics, man, is a sacrilege. I mean, this is something that came out of somebody's head,
Right.
put to music that came out of their head or somebody else's head, and it's literally an art form. And you know, when you start glorifying bananas taped to fucking walls instead of you know.
Oh, did you see the result of that?
No, uh-uh.
In reality, it was living art. The artist went up and ate the banana.
Didn't somebody buy that for like 120 grand?
$120,000.
Jesus, who is that? I'm sorry, who is that stupid?
Somebody with that kind of money to throw away. Well, they sold. Well, check this out. They had another. On a side note about art, someone took a bag, brown paper bag, with a couple pounds of kitty litter in it, closed it up, put a sign above it that says $60,000, and sold it.
Well, P.T. Barnum was right, man. Was P.T. Barnum says sucker born every minute. I tell you, man, I've got some plums and some zip ties. I'm ready to change my career here. I got to see what I can make. I don't know, maybe a used Coke bottle or something as well, because surely it'll be you know, the poor man's angst or something. I'll just name it the poor man's angst, and it'll make millions. What were you saying?
Hanging from a string.
Hanging from, well, no, probably people probably read that wrong because people can't read anymore.
I was thinking about it wrong. So,
yeah.
I guess it's, you know, it's what everybody thinks, right? I mean, if let's say you said this bottle hanging from a string from a bunk bed.
From a bunk bed?
From a bunk bed.
Uh-huh.
A cot, whatever, you know, it is what it is. You know, how do you feel about it?
Well, our art is to be interpreted by the viewer
Right.
or the listener. And I don't know. People will probably have a problem with that.
But then maybe that's the artist. Maybe that's the artist's idea, is to cause controversy. So,
oh, I'm sure of that. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that something they would consider? You know, that they would have to ban because it's not PC.
Well, they better not.
Art.
If somebody's if somebody's stupid enough to pay $120,000 for a banana duct taped to a wall, then
even good duct tape.
It wasn't even good duct tape. That was like 20-mile-an-hour tape, man. You got to have 100-mile-an-hour tape if you're going to do your art right. And this goes out to you, Mr. Artist. 100-mile-an-hour tape. None of that 20. None of that dollar store crap.
Right.
Am I angry about this or?
Well, you saw. Well, now that you know. Well, look what's that guy's name? That artist in England.
I don't know.
Bing or Blink or something. I know one of these artists in your group here.
What does he do? Maybe I can glean a name.
He actually draws all over the city of London, and his stuff goes really, really expensive for his artwork. I can't think of his name, but he auctioned off one of his paintings. I wish I could think of his name. He auctioned off one of his paintings for over $1 million, right?
Wow.
When it sold after the auction, as soon as he hit sold, it went through a shredder.
Oh man. Well, that's what.
Yes, Banksy.
Yeah, well, that's
him.
that either I've heard of him. That's a check that's going to bounce because I'm stopping payment on that son of a bitch right away. I don't care.
Oh,
I don't.
but wait a minute. No. You don't understand. They sold the whole thing, and that was the art.
Oh, well,
That was the art.
did they know?
He didn't know that. He didn't know that.
Oh.
That's a chance you take.
Well, yeah. Everybody's throwing Banksy out there. Yep.
Yep. You're dealing with an artist.
Well, hey, you got to do air quotes when you say you're dealing with an artist.
I did. They were there.
I tell you, man, that's one thing that struck me when I was fortunate enough to spend some time over in Europe was there's graffiti everywhere. So my first question is, how would you tell the difference between his stuff and graffiti? I haven't looked at it. It's probably beautiful. But man, it's just littered with graffiti. I mean, on very significant historical statues, you've got spray paint all over them, and it's sad. It's just sad. And this is like in 2003, so I don't know. Maybe they brought out the power washer or the sandblaster, but God, it just sucked to like walk around Paris and see that on some of the long-standing historic monuments. But I don't mean to bring the house down. Europe, man, don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. I don't know why they let people get away with it and why they leave it up. But,
well, and then on the other side of that too, when you think about it, like here in Toledo, we got some buildings that could use some help.
Yeah.
And a few years back, one of our mayors decided that he was going to take down this one artist artwork on the side of a building. Well, he brought his men in, the mayor did, and was going to start scrubbing it down. I said, wait a minute. This is my property. This is my property. This is how I painted the outside. Well, that's graffiti. He says, no, that's art. He had a nice mural did a nice mural on the side of his building. He wanted it, tear it down because to him it was graffiti. So not everything, everything's going to be graffiti. Some of it is artwork. I mean, now all over Toledo, mostly on the south end where all the Hispanics live, there's artwork all over. Mm-hmm. Beautiful artwork all over on the bridges. Instead of graffiti with gang writings and symbols and stuff, we've got artwork, which is awesome. I might do a video showing it.
You should. You really should.
I should.
We've got a lot of that here. Yeah.
Thanks for that idea.
No problem, man. We got a lot of that here in India as well. In fact, they'll commission it like from local schools and whatnot, and somebody will literally draw up an entire mural for a huge concrete embankment or something.
Right.
And they'll go and they'll paint it once they find a winner. Brad just posted. It said, "Woman who bought the shredded Banksy artwork will go through with purchase." I hope that money's going to charity and not just to Banksy. That's she should have her head examined. If I didn't know that was going to be shredded, you still with us, Jess?
Yeah, I'm here. I was reading what Not So Morning Show.
Oh, yeah, you got real quiet. I thought maybe you dropped off.
No.
Yeah, I think that woman should have her head examined, because if I didn't know that the art was going to be shredded and I bought it and then it was shredded immediately after my purchase, I won the auction, that check would be stopped in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
Well,
Some people have too much.
That's because that much money means something to you.
Well, that's true, but even still, I don't unless it was going to charity. Let's say, for instance, let's say it was $100 or something, right? That I won an auction for a specific artwork, and I knew that maybe the funds were going to charity or majority were going to charity, and then it got shredded right away. I would do it. But if it was just going to go to the artist, and that artist screwed me like that, I ain't giving him my $100, even though it's, it's just not going to get my $100. I bought something of value that I thought was valuable, and I expect to possess that. If you shred it, you've just shredded my property. You don't get my $100 because I don't get no property.
Yeah, but did his shredding make it more valuable?
Oh, probably not the $100 art that I just bought. I think it just made it landfill material, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Now that's an angle I hadn't thought of. Maybe you're right. Maybe the fact that you were involved in that and Banksy was being Banksy and shredded it to further his you know, or continue the art, I guess, finish the art.
Right.
Maybe. What do you do with it then? Do you pile it up in a corner? Maybe you duct tape it to your wall. I don't know.
You mount the whole shredder in the bag that it's in. I don't know.
There you go. There you go.
You just mount the whole thing the way you bought it. The way you take it home. That's it.
Why not?
That's my Banksy.
Yeah, I have an original Banksy.
Exactly, because everybody knows exactly what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now see, that would change things.
Right. But like I said, that's because at one point, whatever she spent on that, and didn't realize it was a lady. That she spent on that didn't hurt her, as far as
Well, it was hurt $100, right?
Right. I mean, but it may be worth double that now.
Yeah, that's what they were saying in the chat.
Somebody else.
Yep, that's exactly what they're saying in the chat, and I get that. But can you imagine? unless you've got a I don't know. Do they give out certificates of authenticity to piles of garbage after it's been shredded? Because you'd have to have that to get double your value of it down the road.
No, I just need somebody to bulk up the double.
Well, that's true. That's true. Oh, and how many fakes are going to happen now, right? So you could literally do the worst copy of that artwork, shred it, and nobody. Yeah, it's an original Banksy. The lady didn't want it anymore, and instead of double.
Wait, you're not thinking it through.
How
You're
so?
not taking it through because the shredder probably has a serial number on it, and it's been recorded.
Well, that's assuming you get the shredder. Because that seems like a piece of hardware that wouldn't go along with the art to me. I'm thinking maybe you're just going to get the camera. Whatever.
Does she get the shredder too?
I don't know. Guys in the chat, does she just get a bag of shit, or does she get the shredder as well? Because that would be, well, of course. Funny part about that would be if it was like an Office Depot shredder, that anybody could pick up. Who's not going to spend like $20 for a shredder? Do a crappy ass. Was it canvas painting, dude, Jesse? Do you know?
It was just something he drew up.
Oh, just on like.
So I don't know what makes his stuff famous. I don't know what it is about him that makes his stuff famous, other than he does weird stuff.
Yeah.
Just he's one of those. Isn't he the guy that does those red running guys or something?
Oh yeah. So shredded was built into the frame.
Yeah,
would have to purchase the lot. Okay.
Yeah, well, there you go. See, it's all documented right there. Plus, it's videotaped. It's been videotaped for posterity.
Yeah, see, but it's videotaped. That would make it easy to duplicate. And I'm thinking, you could probably duplicate it for, I don't know, $1,000, and say, well, I'm not going to ask you double. This is worth double on the open market. The Sotheby's has already priced this at $2.5 million because I think it was a 1.042 million it was sold for. Look, I'll give it to you for what I originally bought it for, $1 million. Now, don't try this at home, folks.
No.
Do not try to copy this. I don't even know where I'm going with all this, but it's fun to explore. It's taken my mind off of my fog. So, how did we get into this, Jesse? We went straight from political correctness to crappy art.
Well, because I think it's because it's tied into. PC is tied into crappy art.
It is. Well, the PC crowd trying to stifle creativity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what it is. Bottom line, don't want people to think outside of what we're thinking.
Yes. Yes. Which is like I said before, man. It's a sad state of affairs when true art can't exist as it is. Even though it's not really harmful. I mean, I can think of I can think of a ton of things that are more harmful than lyrics to a song, right?
Right.
They're not
And
inciting violence. Even the ones we were talking about. Go ahead.
I've seen art that's offended me, but I didn't, tear it down or boycott it or anything like that, I mean, look, just heard today, they want to boycott Clint Eastwood's new movie.
I heard about that.
The media is calling for a boycott of his new movie.
Bastards.
They're making the journalists look like bad guys. Oh no.
Oh, heaven forbid. Heaven forbid we paint those people. Oh, see what I did there? Paint those people as though they're not doing their jobs. What the hell's that?
Or cheating and lying. It's one thing to not do your job. It's another thing to cheat and lie about what you're doing.
That's true too. That is absolutely true. And I don't know how they sleep at night, honestly.
I guess they make really good bucks.
Well, if I know anything about journalism, I know about broadcast journalism. And I can tell you this, the only people who make any real money in broadcast are those people behind the desk and in upper management. Those field reporters, they are not making money.
What about the anchors?
Oh, it's behind the desk. If you're sitting behind, if you have the fortunate, or you're fortunate enough to, or talented enough to sit behind the desk, you will make money. You will make damn good money because a face pays. But even those field reporters that go out and do news stories, they're not making bank. They are literally not pulling in a lot of money comparatively to actually, I would say, the average schmo. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that there's so much competition for those positions that keeps wages low, keeps salaries low.
And plus, a lot of them aren't a lot of the journalists now freelance?
Yeah, but I'm talking about, how those about every news station has an entire news department. Many of them are low-level reporters, and I don't mean that disparaging. What I mean by that is that they're not behind the desk, right? So they do all the news stories. They go out and do the live shots and all that kind of thing. Occasionally, the anchors will go out and do live shots as well. But those people that are paid to be behind the desk for specific shows, they make good money. But the other ones.
They're the Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen to Superman, huh?
Yes, exactly. Those poor folks, and people don't know this. People think that once you're on television, if you got a microphone in your hand, and you're talking to a local ice cream vendor about the new flavor, you're not pulling in big bucks. It's just unless things have changed, that's just not the way it goes. And if you're a newspaper reporter, you're not pulling in the big bucks either. In fact, it's arguably tougher because the internet has decimated the print news world.
And that's another thing that I've heard lately too about journalism, especially there was with California's new right to work law, or some kind of not being able to pay. If you hire someone, you have to take care of the insurance. So I guess the journalists out there and writers, those type of people that are freelance, they're getting screwed.
Screwed big time.
Yeah, because now they're not taking as many stories from them. And I guess that's a pretty cutthroat business from what I understand.
It is. Yeah, the freelancers, they're limited to like 5 stories a year now.
Right.
And some of these people have been submitting 2 or 3 a week. That's how they make their living. And that law went into effect. It's funny you mentioned that because I was just reading that the other day, and it's just cut them off at the knees.
So people that were making a living doing 10, 20, because I guess it's not hard to do.
Writing is tough. Writing is I give writers a great deal of credit because I can write. It's just I can't write about things that I'm not passionate about. So I would never be a good reporter as far as that's concerned. So I have a high amount of respect for those people who can actually sit down and write a well thought out piece about something that they don't, give two shits about.
I don't know. It seems like that would be a lot easier because I don't have to really think about it. Just find some information and transpose it to my writing.
Well, that's partially true, but you got to remember that they have to make it compelling, right? Otherwise, because if they don't get readers or viewers or whatnot, then that nobody cares about the writing. So not only do you have to write about stuff you don't care about, which is part of the problem now. Everybody's writing about what they care about, or at least interjecting their own biases into it, which makes it something that they care about and compelling on from somebody's perspective. But it used to be you'd write a story about something you didn't really care about. It was just a news story, but you'd make it compelling enough that your audience would want to read that, and then that kept you employed. And that's an art, man. That is literally an art. I wish I had that talent, honestly, but I don't.
Me either.
Hello, Viewed This. How you doing? Nugget Brain Peterson. Tina Baker from D Live. How are you? Make sure you follow us. We're talking, well, actually, we started talking about PC song rewrites. Tina,
how are we gonna rewrite I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas?
Oh, man. Well, that was under fire, wasn't it? Not too long ago?
I think it was.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm... Oh, there's got to be a way. I'm surprised it didn't make the list, honestly.
How about I'm dreaming of a clear
Careful.
holiday?
I'm dreaming of a nondescript
Day.
holiday day. Yeah, there's got to be a way to rewrite that one. But anyway, Tina, we started talking about the rewrites of popular songs. As you know, the Baby It's Cold Outside was rewritten because people were offended by words that didn't incite anything. Nor if you read that the lyrics of that song, the one line that always sticks out is what's in my drink is what she says. And the first thing I thought of was alcohol. It's like,
yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like,
and of course,
she wanted.
Yeah, exactly. And people have misinterpreted that into some sort of like a roofie or something. It's like, oh God, really? How can you read into things like that so easily? But anyway, that's where we started.
Because they didn't watch the movie.
That's right. But that's where we started, Tina. And then we ran into art as a politically correct. Bananas against walls, that sort of thing. It wandered, didn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, I do that. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault, man. It's not your fault. Tonight, my brain has just been wandering off, without any direction at all.
The problem is PC hits every aspect of everything. I mean,
Yep.
I mean, think about it. I'm glad I'm old and I don't have to date anymore or anything like that. Because could you imagine?
Oh, man.
I mean, I can't even imagine what it would be like to try to date someone face to face.
Yeah.
Which is a lost art, I guess, from what I understand.
It really is. With all the apps out to get, to break the ice. Now it's
break the ice.
Well, you know what I mean. It used to be you'd go up to somebody and literally start talking to them. Now, you're flipping them, and the icebreaker is, oh, you look good enough to to devote my time to say hello to, and then the ice is therefore broken because you don't have to go up to somebody wondering if they're even in the market. There's a lot to be said for rejection. Those of you over 13-year-old still in school. See how I'm not targeting it to under 13-year-old, Jess. Don't be afraid to ask a girl out. Don't be afraid to ask a guy out if that's what you want to do, or either way. Because rejection teaches you a lot.
Don't be afraid to go up and talk to somebody.
Exactly. The worst thing to do is say no, or where, in my case. How you doing next up? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Did I say hello to Tony? Viewed This. How you doing, Tony? Nugget Brain Peterson also?
Come on. I didn't say hello to Patty, though. Hi, Patty. or Wayne or Tony or. Because I've been sitting
Oh,
here
American
yakking.
Gold I know American Gold Prospector's in. How you doing?
Yeah, he just got here a little bit. Again, where's the camera?
Is that what he said?
I call in and he goes, "Where's your camera?
Where's your camera?"
Well, you know, if I wasn't out here, he would have gone, "Call in."
Tony says, "I thought it was a pubic hair." Tony, what were you talking about? Were we talking about anything that was close to being a pubic hair?
Yeah, what's in my drink?
Oh, good one, Tony. That yeah. Now that opens up a whole new can of worms that I don't even want to go into. But
but like I said, you know, I mean, if that's offensive, how is hip hop and some of that rap stuff that they say, how is that not offensive when they literally paint a picture of you them doing what they're saying, you know?
Yeah, it's identity politics, man, is what it is, and people have those people who are the same people who are offended at everything have placed everybody in their own little box of some sort, based on usually based on traits that they have zero control over, which I find astounding. And then they assign what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know, but what they do is they treat each one of those groups differently. They
assign them their victimhood.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, brass tacks. That's absolutely true. I just don't understand how they haven't thought that through to its logical conclusion. So but that I think is why that happens, man. And tell me I'm wrong if you think I'm wrong, but that's true.
I lost it.
That's okay. I was reading Tony's.
I had something there a second ago. I remember there was something there.
Tony needs a new bartender. He said, "Yeah, what's in my drink?" Oh, Tony, you need a new bartender, man. Remember, all employees must wash hands. Oh, Jesus. Well,
hey, I stretched you out to 11 o'clock.
You stretched me out to 11 o'clock, man. I can't thank you enough. I didn't know if I was going to be able to sustain this level of fun. I'm just.
Well, I come in here and I come in here and I'm sitting and waiting, and the show started. There was only 3 people, then there was only 4, and I'm going, damn, nobody liked this topic.
Sometimes that happens, man. Sometimes that happens. I'll
pick another good one. I'm thinking something.
Oh, please do, man. And an email that my email address is right down there. If you've got topic ideas that you'd like me to cover, either email me or head over to the Discord server, which is just search for Video Call-In Show 6585. You guys are all welcome to pick up conversations in the Discord server. And there is a topic suggestion thread in there if you guys want to head over and do that. So, yeah, this is a great subject. I as soon as I read it, Jesse, I knew I was going to do something with it. And again, man, I appreciate it. I so do.
That was fun.
It was.
I already knew what my opinions and stuff were. I was hoping that other people would call in.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
It is a video call-in show, folks.
They know.
I don't want to take Ed's spot as top person here, with the most.
Yeah, well, he's got some competition. Oh yeah, Gamer, Raven, I think Easton. There's a whole bunch of people that have been on a bunch of times. And I don't mind that. I like having new people on, of course, but I don't mind when you guys just call in to talk about a particular subject. I enjoy it, actually. I had fun tonight, man.
A while back, Raven said that stop rewriting songs. Leave them alone. They're written that way for a reason.
Exactly. Exactly.
I agree.
They are an art form, and they should not be shredded. Ooh, came all the way around, Jesse. Came all the way around, man. Did you like that?
That was good. And not all graffiti, not all painted walls are graffiti.
That's true too. That is absolutely true. Well, Jesse, what do you say we wrap this one up, man?
Sure enough, buddy.
I appreciate you coming on, man. I knew this was something you're passionate about, and I'm glad you glad you suggested it, dude.
Yeah, I think PC political correctness sucks.
It does. It does.
It does. And remember, my freedom of speech does not end with your offense.
That's right. That's right. Take care of yourselves, man. I mean, we're individuals for a reason. And right. The moment you put your safety in the hands of a larger authoritative organization is the moment you literally become a slave. So don't do it, folks. Do not do it.
I don't go out on purpose to offend anyone. Unless I do.
Unless I do. Well, Jesse, thanks again, man, and have a good night. We're gonna shut this one down. Again, I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you next time. All right.
No problem. All right, no problem. Good night, everybody.
All right, buddy. See ya.
Yep.
A subject that I wouldn't say ruffles feathers, but it strikes a different chord with a whole bunch of different people. And the platitudes that we're spouting off at the end are unbelievably true. I mean, they become platitudes for a reason. You don't have a right not to be offended. Don't look to be offended, because you'll find things that offend you. Just grow some thick skin and roll with the punches. That's what makes what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Another platitude. But it's important to do so and try those things that don't kill you. Otherwise, it's at your own peril. Once again, no show tomorrow night. I've got plans. I can't change that. So it's gonna be a late night for me. Sorry about that. But we'll be back on Sunday night for the. I've changed it to Sunday Sundry. Oops. Let me get the icon out of the way there, which is more or less a group. Sunday Smash didn't seem appropriate anymore because I'm not doing the road to 100. So it's just a nice group of people, probably limited to about 6 people. So jump in quickly, and we're going to talk about ethanol. Your thoughts on it. Any tests you might have run, because I have run some tests, and I want to talk about that. And of course, how many of your local stations actually offer non-ethanol laced fuel? That'll be Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. I want to see you all there if I can. But for tonight, that's going to be it for me. Thanks so much for everyone for being here tonight. Of course, Jesse, great conversation. Totally enjoyed it, dude. And the chat conversation was going crazy. It was fantastic. If I didn't get to say hello to you, I apologize. But but I love you being here. Whether you're on this platform or any other, make sure that you subscribe, ring that bell, follow the Video Call-In Show, and of course, now'd be a good time to give a like if you indeed liked it. All right, guys, take care. And of course, I got to leave you with this. Make sure that you treat others the way you want to be treated. If we all did that, this would be a fantastic world. Thanks again, folks. Have a good evening. We'll see you live.